remember that the vision, the calling, the purpose chose you. It didn't choose me. It didn't choose somebody else. It chose you, and it chose you for a reason. It chose you because you have all that it takes to bring it to form. Hey Chill Fam, I am so glad to be back again. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. You know how much it means to me to have you back. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. So, as you always know, I like to start the video lighting a candle with you, so let's get into that. Okay, today we're back to harmony. I hope this brings some peace and harmony into your life. Beautiful. On this channel, we chill, we vibe, and we heal. Yeah, today I want to talk about how to keep going when the going gets tough. And I feel like it's not something that we talk about much, because most of the times we've got like motivational speakers trying to motivate us to just go, but we're not really talking about the fact that sometimes the going really does get tough. And I feel like I'm sharing this as much as I would want to hear it. And I'm not really 100% sure what's going to come out of me in terms of what it is that I'll talk about, but I do trust that as I lean into, what I'm feeling within, something will come out for you, and for me as well. And so I am looking forward to that as well. This video is going to be like really intuitive, in terms of like me tapping into just what's coming through and trusting that something is coming through. Life is interesting, and it's interesting in that it is this mystery that keeps evolving, this mystery that we don't necessarily understand, this mystery that seems like some people have figured it out and some of us are yet to figure it out. I don't feel like it's a matter of who's figured it out and who hasn't figured it out. I feel like life is really all about recognizing that we are having an experience here on planet Earth. And this experience is one that is an individual experience. But I think most of the times, because we have our families, our friends, maybe our work colleague in this life with us, it's easy for us to start comparing our solo journey, our individual journey to theirs. I don't blame us for doing that, because sometimes really and truly it does seem as though we're falling behind. I mean, it could be that there is something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, not even to say that you haven't put in effort, because recently I remember talking to someone who was like, hard work is really what brings about results. And I asked them the question of, are you really sure that it's really hard work that brings about result? Because some people are really, really hard working, and yet they don't necessarily see any result, or they don't necessarily see themselves getting closer to where it is that they want to be. Are you trying to tell me that they're not working hard enough and that they need to push themselves further? And so as we were exploring that topic, it really became evident to me that it's not about hard work. It isn't about hard work. I feel like it's more about timing. It's about timing, and it's about preparation, right? I feel like some of us where it is that we want to get, or the vision it is that we've been shown, we're not necessarily there yet because we're still being prepared for it. And I know it might sound like, oh my goodness, how long do we need to be prepared for this particular vision or mission or calling, whatever it is that we want to call it? How long will it take for me to be prepared? I personally don't know. And I can't sit here and tell you that I know. But one thing that I know for sure is that sometimes you're just not ready. You might feel like you're ready, but you're really not ready. You're really not ready. And there are times where I've sat and I've asked myself the question of, if God were to show me the full picture of, where it is that I was being taken to, would I still say yes to where it is that I'm being taken to? Would I still say yes to the vision or the calling on my life? I probably wouldn't say yes. I probably would not say yes, because I look at how far I've come. I look at the challenges, the obstacles that have come my way. Believe you me, if I knew them before they came, I probably would say no to it. But because I didn't know, and it just happened and it just became a part of my process, I allowed myself to go through it. And now I am at this point in my life that I am still going through the challenge. I am still not exactly where I want to be or where I know I need to be. But I know that it's a process. And I know that every single challenge, failure, disappointment is part of the process. It is part of the process. And I feel like most of the times we're so focused on the destination. We're so focused on what it is that we want to get, where it is that we want to get, that we forget about the process. And we forget that everything that is happening is part of the process to getting us there. Right? And so maybe life is not really even about the destination. And I'm sure you've heard this before, that life is not about the destination, it's about the process. But what does that even mean? What does that truly mean? I think for me, it means that I shouldn't truly worry about where it is that I am going or where it is that I want to get. But I should rather worry about the actions that I'm taking daily to get there. For instance, maybe you've been shown a vision. Maybe there's a dream on your heart of doing this thing. I don't know what it is, whatever it is. And maybe you're always focused on, oh, how do I get to this place? How do I, get there? Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get there. I can't wait to do this, to get there and stuff like that. And all of that is well and good. It's beautiful. But what about if you stepped back to just really focus on the process, the middle part? And recognizing that every single thing that is happening in your life is working together for your good. It is all working together to get you to that point. And I know that sometimes it's not easy for us to see that everything is working together to get us to that point, because when you're in the thick of it, it's very difficult. It's really, really challenging. It's easy to start doubting yourself. It's easy to start thinking, no, I really don't think that I heard this right. I really don't think that this dream is for me. I really don't think that this vision was for me. But I'm here to tell you that you're the one the vision chose. You're the one the calling chose. And sometimes something that I keep telling people, whenever it's like you feel like you want to give up, or you feel like you're struggling to bring about this vision, bring about this dream, this calling, whatever calling is on your life, whatever it is, remember that the vision, the calling, the purpose chose you. It didn't choose me. It didn't choose somebody else. It chose you, and it chose you for a reason. It chose you because you have all that it takes to bring it to form. And so sometimes maybe it's not so much about you trying to figure the vision out. sometimes I think it's about allowing the vision to hold you, allowing the vision to figure you out. I don't even know what that means right now. I'm going to go away and reflect on what I've just said. But sometimes maybe it's about you letting the vision figure you out. And what does it look like for the vision to figure you out? It's about surrendering to the vision. It's about maybe sometimes pulling back from the, fighting and pressure. For example, this morning I woke up and there was a part of me that felt like I need to do something, that felt like I need to act. It's like this pressure that I feel to bring something to being, like to cause something to happen, to control something, right? Because you kind of look at it and you're like, I know where I need to be. I know the vision that I've seen. I know it. And so why am I not there yet? Why am I not getting there? And I don't know about you, but you might also feel this pressure, to do something, to push through it, to just make something happen. But something that I do whenever I'm in that situation is just to lean back, to lean back, to lean into the vision more. I feel like whenever you feel the need to start controlling the vision or start controlling your path and, your purpose and what needs to happen, it's really a call to lean in, a call to go within, surrender and begin to let the vision show you. Begin to let the vision lead you. Instead of you trying to lead the vision, instead of you trying to cause the vision to happen now. I don't know why sometimes it takes longer for things to happen. I don't know. Because for some people, it seems like it happens overnight. But whenever I talk about this, I remember the Chinese bamboo tree. I feel like when I heard this story, it really stuck with me because every time I feel like, am I falling behind? Or maybe things are not working out how I wanted them to be. Why this, why that? Start doubting, comparing all that stuff that we do as human beings when things are not happening how we want them to happen. I fall back to this story of the Chinese bamboo tree. And I don't know if you've heard it before, but it's this plant that, when it's first planted, the person who plants it will water it over and over and over, and still nothing is sprouting. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine knowing that you have a seed within you? Right? And you know that you have cultivated the soil to plant this seed. You know that. You know that you did not put this seed on just any soil, but you've placed it in fertile soil. And yet you keep watering it with your action. You keep watering it, with your mindset. You keep watering it with prayer, with good intentions. I don't know what it is that you've been watering it with. And yet nothing sprouts for so long. And you decide, I'm not going to give up. You keep going back. You keep watering. You keep nothing. For as long as 6 months. Nothing. And yet you know that you genuinely had a seed. Yet you know that you genuinely planted that seed on a fertile ground, fertile soil. And yet nothing is sprouting. I get it. I will feel disappointed. I will start to doubt myself. I will start to feel like, okay, maybe it wasn't actually what I thought. Maybe it wasn't a seed. Maybe it wasn't a seed. Maybe I thought I was planting a seed, but it just wasn't. Okay, maybe I thought the soil was fertile, but it wasn't. Maybe I'm not even watering where I actually planted. What if I totally forgot about where I planted this seed? Do you see where this is going? Because this is what begins to happen in life. Where it's like, if nothing is happening for so long and you know that you've put in so much work and effort and action and everything you need to do and still nothing is happening, it's disheartening, it's discouraging. But guess what? After 6 months, this tree sprouts. The funny thing is, it actually doesn't sprout. It just shoots up 6 feet tall. It shoots up 6 feet tall. Out of nowhere. What's my point? My point is, sometimes we can compare our one day to someone's day 1,000. We can compare our 10 days to someone's 10 years. But that's not a good thing for us to be doing. Because just like the Chinese bamboo tree, maybe they have planted a long time ago. They've been watering over and over. They've been going through this doubt and, comparison. Everything you're going through now, they've gone through. And just when they were about to give up, they continued pushing. And guess what? 6 feet tall. So how about instead of you comparing your 10 days to their 10 years, you start to take lessons from that. You start to use it as an encouragement. Something that I do quite often whenever I go on someone's social media and I realize that they are super successful. I get so happy for them, but the first thing I want to do is gather evidence that they are not an overnight success, evidence that they did put in the work, that they have gone through the challenges. They did not just get to where they are from nowhere, that they fought their way through in a good way. I'm not talking about like fighting, like go, like hustle. They fought as in they continue to believe, they continue to have faith, they continue to keep on. They did not give up to get to where they are. So something that I'll do, I will scroll. Sometimes it will take me 2-3 hours. I don't care. I will scroll to the very beginning of their story. And I will see that, okay, they started posting, no one was liking it. No one cared. They kept going. People were giving funny comments. People were discouraging. They kept going. At some point, they changed a bit. At some point, they refined. They kept refining. And they are finally at the point where they can boldly say, wow, I did not labor in vain. Everything I did, it was for a purpose. I just had to keep going. I just needed to keep going. So this video is really an encouragement for you. It's an encouragement and a reminder at the same time. A reminder that do your best not to compare yourself to anybody, especially if you're only beginning, especially if you're so new on your journey. And an encouragement that when you feel tempted to compare, challenge yourself to going back to the person's beginning. Go back to the beginning of their story and look at it. And you will know that, okay, I get it. My story is only beginning. And I'm not going to give up, because just like the bamboo tree, my seed is going to not just sprout, but shoot up when I least expect it. Keep going. It's not easy. But keep going. Keep going. Whatever it is, I need you to keep going. So I think that's it. I will leave it here.